Hello and welcome to the Joe Ligato Show. I'm your host, Dr. Joe Ligato, and I'm coming back to you with more commentary and analysis on the Vladimir Putin speech at St. Petersburg International Economic Forum. And this is analysis that's coming to you after the coup attempt by Progosian. And so I have a video coming out on that coup attempt. You probably have seen it already, but I have a lot of thoughts on that, and between this video and the coup attempt, I'm actually even more confident that Russian society is unified than I was before the coup attempt, because Vladimir Putin clearly has a vision for the future, as we've seen in my commentary on this video and as we're going to see on this video as well. But we're also seeing that the coup attempt really didn't gain any traction whatsoever throughout any elements of society. And I'm pretty confident that between Vladimir Putin's vision and the completely failed coup attempt, which was likely at least partially fomented by the West, that Russian society is extremely, extremely unified. So let's dig into understanding Vladimir Putin's mindset and his idea for the future of Russia in this video.
And for all of such companies, the Strategic Initiative Agency has launched a special yearly competition which is going to award prizes to the best trademarks. The first round is going to finish very soon. There are 10 nominations, more than 5,000 bids from across the country. I'm confident that both participation and victory in this competition is going to be a very good challenge and support for our entrepreneurs. It'll help them reinforce their positions in the market and increase investment to new capacities and jobs. And I call upon regional leaders to help these new developing brands. They need that. Last year, Russian companies increased their investment into fixed capital in real terms, and the same applies for January, March this year. And given last year's high baseline, we see that investment are in two-digit numbers. Our banks are also very active in terms of investment, and their capital has stood the stress test just in 2022.
And that's putting it lightly, calling it a stress test, because that sanctions package put against Russia was the most egregious sanctions that the West has ever put on a country before. And so it really is shocking that Russia not only managed to survive, but also thrive in that. And so their country is doing extremely well, and there are various markets of their economy are extremely, extremely successful right now. They're innovating in a ton of different ways because foreign corporations, which have a lot of knowledge about the market, are not crushing Russian domestic industry right now. And so they're actually thriving, which other countries are taking note of, that getting rid of Western mega corporations actually benefits the country.
14.3% growth was seen in lending to lawyers, to legal entities, and in terms of lendings to citizens, the growth was 9.5%. And in April this year, lending to legal entities grew by 17.1%, and to individuals 12.9%. And this is a good thing. And of course, mortgage is also growing at a very fast rate of 18%. And another important factor of investment activity.
So, yes, it's good in some regards. Whenever lending is occurring, that means that people are borrowing money in order to buy things. And so that means that there's more consuming going on in the economy, which stimulates the economy. And this is a good sign, especially if you're under sanctions, because of the fact that people typically try to sit on money whenever they believe that times are going to be difficult. They want to hold on to money to make sure that they have enough for the future. And so the fact that people are, there's people to lend money to, means that the Russian domestic market is extremely confident in Vladimir Putin keeping the country together and keeping the country successful. Because if they weren't, they wouldn't be taking out loans on things. They would be holding on to money as much as possible in order to plan for the future.
Is the lifting of infrastructure restrictions. We develop transport and also the logistical networks and the infrastructure. This is the fourth principle I outlined last year. A systemic, consistent approach in this field is yielding results. Construction works are expanding 5 years in a row. The dynamics is very good. In 2022, we saw an increase in construction by 5.2% from January to April this year, an increase of 7.5%. We are going to continue to build and renovate infrastructure, car, road.
Wow. I mean, America just doesn't do that anymore. I've done some research projects on interdependent critical infrastructure, and our infrastructure, well, I shouldn't say our infrastructure grid because I left America, but the American infrastructure grid is awful. I mean, it's multiple different parts that aren't integrated. It doesn't have enough redundancy in the system. There's a lot of danger that they can face attacks, and it's not particularly secure. The infrastructure is extremely old. I mean, these types of things have expiration dates where you need to just completely revamp it, completely take what's there out and put in something new. And it's just like putting duct tape on it over and over and over again. And no one wants to take on the cost of actually fixing the American infrastructure anymore. And it's literally decades past its expiration date in a lot of parts of the infrastructure. So the fact that he's talking about this construction, infrastructure growth, and China obviously does as well with its Belt and Road Initiative, it tells you just the completely contrasting focus of the West and the East right now. Very exciting. I talk about trains all the time, where like the Chinese train system is just so integral to the success of the Chinese nation. But again, that type of thing, it's not profitable for any corporation to build a bunch of trains. It's only something like a cohesive government could do something like that, because you have to be able to invest money knowing you're not going to get money back. That money is not the only thing that various organizations should strive for. And there might be downstream benefits of having things that aren't necessarily profitable on their own, such as an integrated train system like China and to a lesser extent Russia has. And obviously Vladimir Putin here, he's indicating that he takes infrastructure extremely, extremely, extremely seriously with how fast renovations and new construction projects are going on. So love to see it.
Roads, railroads, flyovers, bridges, we're going to remove the bottlenecks, expand the capacities of our seaports, and also border crossing checkpoints. We're going to prioritize the north-south corridor. By 2025. We plan to double, and by 2030, triple the export flowing through this route. In May, as many of you may know, our Iranian counterparts and we concluded an agreement on the construction of the missing railway link in the Iranian territory. We're also involved in bottom dredging operation at the Volga-Caspian Canal this year.
See, people always talk about Russia, China, and I understand. Really important. I talk about it all the time, obviously. But Russia, Iran is also an extremely important partnership, because Iran knows what it's like to be under American sanctions and how to survive them and thrive in them. I mean, they're not thriving to the same extent of Russia and not as quickly as Russia thrived, but they still developed a lot of different technologies and innovated in a lot of ways to get around American sanctions. And Russia's obviously learning from that, and Russia's industrial prowess and technical know-how is obviously benefiting Iran now too. And so the United States is digging a bigger and bigger hole with itself by pushing these two countries closer and closer together. And you're seeing the fruits of that right now, where they're trading at astronomical levels. It's extremely exciting to see that this new economic ecosystem is growing. Very cool.
Yeah, it is going to be able to accept vessels with a 4.5 meter draft. As far as the eastern route is concerned, by 2025, its export cargo flow should rise by 1/3. By 2030, it should increase by another 100 million tons as compared to 2022 level. Another important avenue to pursue is the increase in the throughput capacity of the Baikal-Amur mainline and Trans-Siberian mainline. This year alone, it should increase by 15 million tons, rising to 173 million tons. I would like to take this opportunity to point out the successful activities of the government and the Russian railways, who managed to organize an efficient withdrawal of containers from the Russian Far East. As a result, we removed gluts and also decreased the load for the Russian Far East terminals, facilitating thereby the supplies of goods and spares from Asian countries. In the next 5 years, we are going to renew our merchant fleet, and the Ministry for Trade and Development has already made amendments to the large-scale shipbuilding program. We're going to use the National Welfare Fund for that, and we're going to build no fewer than 260 vessels.
So, when he talks about the National Welfare Fund, that's it's probably shocking to Americans. It's like, wait a minute, he's talking about how to pay for things. They're not just like printing more money to pay for things. Yes, my fellow Americans, people actually have to figure out ways to pay for things. Unlike the West, which is trillions upon trillions of dollars in debt, other countries of the world have to actually figure out how they're paying for things. So I guess I'll just leave you on that note. This is a good stopping point. But the East, places like Russia, they think about how to benefit the people. And they think about how to pay for those benefits as well, which, again, foreign concept if you're coming from America. But America is going to have to know how to pay its bills pretty soon, given the de-dollarization that's going on. So that's what I'll leave you with. Thank you for watching again. I know I have a number of returning viewers. YouTube has ways of showing me that. So it's exciting to see that multiple people are sticking with me, and the subscription numbers have been going up. The view numbers have been going up. Me and my team are watching all of that. We're figuring out ways to grow and develop. So thank you for all of your help and all of your support. As we're posting this, we're about at 100 subscribers. So thank you for helping us reach that 100 subscriber mark. And we'll be getting to 1,000, 10,000, 100,000 very, very soon. So thank you for all your help. If you like this video, please actually like the video and subscribe to our channel for more content. Thank you, and I hope you have a good rest of your day. Bye.